guys, welcome back to WestTexasBushcraft.com. I'm back today with the Altoids Tin survival kit. This time it's with an update. I made some changes to the kit while I was out there camping last weekend and shooting all those other videos. I had it on me and I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, well, this kit probably wouldn't do me a whole lot of good if something happened to me out there at that ranch that I was at. So I got to thinking about different changes I can make to it, and I kind of scoured YouTube a little bit, and a couple of the ideas I got ahead of time. So I'm going to take the kit right here. I'm going to break it down, show you what I did to it. It is now Franken kit. Alright, so let's break down the kit. First off, as you can see here, I've added this Ranger band to it. Ranger bands are pretty good. You can cut this in strips, make tourniquets out of it, secure things. There's a million things you can do with Ranger bands, so go have a look on YouTube or Google or whatever that you can do with Ranger bands. Ranger band is nothing more than a bicycle inner tube cut down so that way you have a band. I'm using it to secure this to keep it closed, and as you can tell here, I have no duct tape around here. I decided not to do that for this demonstration simply because I don't want to waste a bunch of duct tape, so I do recommend put duct tape on this thing. So, underneath this Ranger band, I pull this loose, I have a button battery. I'll explain to you what this button battery is for later, and I'll tell you this is compliments of Shippin 2010. Go look this guy up on YouTube. He's got some pretty good things. He's got all kinds of good videos out there and lots of good how-tos. So, Shippin, use that. I hope that's okay with you. If not, let me know. So I'm going to pop this Ranger band off. It's nice and tight. Those are hard to get on there, but you can see the size of that thing. It's just a 26-inch mountain bike inner tube that I have taken apart. So around the Altoids tin is a whole bunch of bank line. I didn't like the amount of line that I had in my kit, so you can see here this is going to keep going and going and going and going. Now I got a lot more line to deal with, so that kind of helps me cover with shelter and numerous other things. So look at all that. There's all kinds of bank line right there. Plenty of cordage now. So inside, breaking open the kit. I got this thing packed to the gills with a bunch of cotton balls. Makes for great tinder. Another reason to put duct tape along the opening of your kit to keep that stuff dry. So starting off right off the bat here, put chewing gum in there. I needed a space filler. You can see I still had some space in here, so I put some chewing gum in there. Helps with dry mouth. The pencil's still here, so if you remember from the last video what the pencil's for, the small Bic lighter is still in here. The iodine is still in here. However, I changed out the iodine bottle. I took a Tabasco bottle from an MRE and filled it up with iodine so that way I can shake out a drop at a time. Much better. That'll be better than that other jar because I would have a tendency to dump out way too much at one time and then ruin my water. Now I was thinking while I was out here at the ranch too, if I did get lost, of course I know where I'm at, but I may not be somewhere where I do know where I'm at, so I added this little button compass. It's a liquid-filled button compass. That's pretty true reading right there. Yes, north is pointing to the camera, so that's a pretty good little button compass. It's not going to help me find my way out of a bad situation necessarily, but it'll certainly help. I'll do a video one day on navigation and show you how to use various different compasses. The fishing line spool is still here. There's all kinds of good uses. Naturally, out there at that ranch, there's nowhere to fish, but that'll come in handy for all different kinds of things, for clothing repair, pack repair, stitching wounds, whatever. Same thing with the bank line here. I can break that down and do the same thing. So we've heard all that before. So I took out that knife, and I found this cool little Gerber dime. I thought, well, if I'm going to have a small knife, I might as well have a useful small knife. This one's, of course, got pliers. It's got a file, plus various size little screwdrivers in it. It even has scissors. A small blade that's extremely sharp. I can shave with that thing. And a package opener. I don't know what I'm going to be doing with package openers out there, but I figure that might be good for something, for reaming out something or other, hollowing out a container, whatever. Might come in handy. And it's got a bottle opener. I'm still kind of waiting for comments from everybody. If you know what a good bottle opener will do for you out in the bush, please let me know. I still haven't heard anything, and I haven't come up with any ideas. So, bottle opener, somebody let me know, please. Okay, so pretty much the rest of this has changed, with the exception of I still have the bicycle brake cable. If you remember from the last video, I can break it down. I can untwist all this and get, 6, 7, 8 snare nooses out of that. So okay, here comes the big changes. Well, I still say here comes the big changes. There's the piece of paper to write with, make tender with. I added a little piece of sandpaper for sharpening my knife, or shining. This is really fine grit. This is like 800 grit. It's wet dry sandpaper. I can also go through here, polish out this lid with it to get a good signal out of it if I needed to. I made new sinkers. I used some nuts instead. The other ones rattled around. Made another blister pack out of that. So I think I'd be happier with these. This is much quieter in the tin. Plus, I also don't really need a whole lot of other things in there for sinkers, so this will work out great. If I happen to run across a bolt or something that's that size, that'll work for that. Put a piece of tin foil in here, some good heavy duty stuff. I got it folded all nice and tight and everything. Makes a good windscreen if I turn this into some sort of stove. I can signal with it. There's lots of good uses for tin foil. I took out the blister pack of hooks because I did not like the way everything else in here sat because of the eyes on the hooks. So I took the needle out, because the needle is still very important. Took the needle out and I made its own little blister pack and sleeve. And it was a good thing I checked on that, because whenever I popped it out of the other blister pack, this tape was stuck all over the shaft of that, and it was kind of hard to clean up. So I folded some paper over that, left the eye open so that way I could just pop that out and use it. Plus it gave me a little extra tender. So, since I took out the fish hooks, I added some multi-purpose stuff in here. I have 9 different size safety pins. Makes great fish hooks, quick repairs. You could even close a wound with that. Takes a good man to do that. The safety pins, really good idea. I like that. That was a good thing. This was an idea that Shippin had. Shippin, you're the man. You come up with some pretty good stuff. So I took my fire steel, I cut me a little steel tube, and got me some jute twine here that's all twisted up, and I waxed it, stuffed it in there. Go check out Shippin 2010's video. I'm not going to demonstrate this because he does. He's got a good demonstration of this in his shotgun shell survival kit. So, what I got here at last is an LED light. It's pretty cool. Okay, so here we go. Here's the button battery. I have taken this, you just slip that underneath that Ranger band. And you want something to keep from grounding it off on the Altoids tin, so I stuck some of that cotton underneath there. So you take the LED, the long stem is positive, the top of your battery is positive. You slide the short stem underneath the battery, and the longer stem on top of the battery, and you have yourself a nice little flashlight. Not a bad deal, and it's good and bright. Look at that. So there's the update to the kit. I feel a heck of a lot better about that kit now. I think I'll actually take it and keep it in my pack and take it with me every time I go on a hike or go out to the ranch or something like that, because it seems now that it's going to be a lot more useful if something happens. So, Hope that video was informative. Thank you for viewing. And you guys go out and get dirty and have some fun. So we'll catch you later.